As a family, we've lost an important person recently, and I just wanted to share a little bit about what that's been like in the hope that it's useful for somebody else. To begin with, while it was happening, there was lots to do, lots to be practical about, so I felt like I could be useful. Like, here's a load of things that I can do. I can do this, 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 and this will help, and this will be good. And it's since everything's stopped and it's done, that's when I've maybe been hit by things a little bit more. One way I've been affected is maybe to be expected, which is everything just feels a bit darker. So things that would normally get to me are maybe getting to me more than they usually would. But the second thing is maybe less expected, which is I've been really anxious. So for the last couple of weeks, my anxiety tends to be about, have I offended people? Have I done the right thing? What about what I've said or not said? Has that been okay? And that has been right up here. Now, there isn't a kind of clear line between losing somebody and feeling more anxious about those things. But to me, now that I've maybe clocked it, how we might explain that is that when we're under stress or strain, our defaults might come out a little bit more than usual. So sometimes when people come to me with anxiety and they'll be like, I don't get why it's happening more now. Sometimes there's just stuff that's happened that seems unrelated, but that's just put more on you. So your defaults come out more to the fore. And I think that's been happening quite a lot. The third thing is that it feels wrong to talk about anything else. So this happens to sort of timing-wise have coincided with quite a big deal in my working life, which is I'd set up this kind of new project that's starting next week. And it feels really wrong and almost like dirty to talk about it, because how can we talk about anything like that? How can I be promoting something I'm doing when something like this is going on? And it's the same with kind of everyday activities sometimes. You know, life kind of carries on, which in one way is very helpful and in another way can feel really wrong. Like I'm having a laugh with somebody and then I kind of walk away from that conversation and you feel like, that's weird, that's odd. Sometimes you might even feel guilty that that's carrying on. And I just wanted to sort of talk about, now that I again can see that is a normal thing too, and that it does feel that way. It's not fair, but that it is reasonable for it to feel that way. Now, I'm a therapist, so it probably shouldn't be news to me that talking about it is helpful, but for a while I didn't really know what to say, and it felt pointless, frankly. Like, what am I going to say? And how is that going to help? And what's anybody have to say or do about any of this? But that isn't necessarily the point. So since telling people not only that it's happened, but how I'm feeling, what I have found is that it has been really helpful. Mostly, not because people have answers, but because people are kind, people are supportive, even if they can't say anything of use because they know they can't. It makes you feel less alone, and it makes you feel more hopeful. And it maybe also gives you an opportunity to say it is okay to feel this way. And one of the things that I suppose I wanted to make this for is partly for myself, just to be able to name that things aren't right and my life is going to continue. I am going to be talking about the things that I'm doing. I'm going to continue to make content. I'm going to continue to talk about mental health, partly because that's a useful outlet and a way in which I feel I can be useful, but also because it's part of my life. And sometimes I think we feel like we can't do the normal things in our lives when we're feeling like this, or it's not right to do them, because it feels like we're pretending that nothing has happened or nothing is happening. But that's not fair and it's not true. It's not pretending that nothing is happening. It's saying these things are happening. This has happened. And my life continues. And these things are important to me too. The two things can be held at the same time.